everybody. Okay, this is my first live stream, so I'm a little bit getting used to it. Sorry. Forgive me. I'm a newbie here. Wow. All these people. Hi. Hello. Alright, so tonight I have all kinds of cards I can read for you. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hi Sun City, Cam, Wickawoo, Infinite, Mondo Man, Kirby, Kevin Duke. Hello John's Travels, Flo. Who else? Hi Joe, Infinite. Alright, so like I said, I'm kind of new at this, so forgive me if I'm a little scattered at the moment. So I have some cards. So what I'm gonna do, I think, to start off. Thank you, dear. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do to start off, I'm gonna use my good old-fashioned Druidcraft tarot cards. Those of you who have, thank you, dear. Those who have seen me live on Backseat's channel, do my readings there. A lot of times I'll start off with these. So anyway, so I'm just gonna give these a shuffle.
Talk like you normally. Just do a mic check.
Mic check.
Don't look at it as you would normally speak.
Mic check. 1, 2.
There you go.
Does that work?
Yep. Speak just like that.
Can you hear me now? Is this loud enough? Can you hear me now? Can everybody hear me?
Cool.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Hey, Juggalo Fishing Posse. Hey, Mama Sota. Wow. All these people are popping in to say hi. And I'm just shuffling, getting things started. Infant says Sean is breaking the third wall. Oh, well, it happens. It happens. I'm a newbie. It's my fault. So anyway, so I'm going to start off with just kind of a general reading, and it's all good, Premiere. Welcome. I'm glad you enjoy the music. I just kind of picked some things out that I liked and thought it would be fun to listen while we're shuffling here. All right, so I'm just gonna pull a few cards and I'll hold them up and show you, and that way you'll kind of see what I'm talking about, and I'll tell you what my interpretation is, and we'll kind of go from there. And let me know, what you think about that. I've got a little bit different setup than what Backseat has, and so that's why I don't have the top-down view of the cards tonight, but it's all good. We're gonna roll with it. So anyway, let's see. Card number 1, we have the Prince of Cups. You see? Prince of Cups. Okay? Alright, and then card number 2, we have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups looks like a party, huh? That's the party card. Alright, and then the third is the Seven of Cups reversed. Seven of Cups reversed. Okay? So, with those 3 cards, we got lots of cups going on. And it just got into Pisces season. So that makes a whole lot of sense because cups usually have to do with water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So some of you may be dealing with the Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or you may have that in your chart somewhere. But basically what I'm seeing here is with the Prince of Cups, this is either a young man who is rather emotional, kind of sad, kind of nostalgic, wishing things were like they used to be, and they're just not. I'm sorry, but things are not necessarily going to be how they were before, and that's going to be kind of tough to accept. But you will grow so much, and you will be able to do so much more if you can let go of the past, because it's dragging you down. And I hate to tell you that, but it's true. But then you got this party going on. So maybe you are letting go of the past so you can move on and celebrate and party. Maybe so, but there's a celebration. There's lots of emotions involved. Yes, there's some sadness, but there's also kind of a celebration. And so, hi, Cammie. So I'm not sure who this is for, who this message is for. If this doesn't resonate with you, then this message is not for you. But I feel like this is just kind of a general consensus of what's going on here. And then we've got the Seven of Cups reversed. So this means a lot of times you're not seeing things as they really are. It's almost like you're seeing a mirage. You might be in denial about something. You might not be seeing things as they truly are. It's kind of like, you know how sometimes you have a weird feeling about somebody or like, you know, the universe is trying to tell you, hey, watch out for this person. They're not good for you. They're shady, whatever. And you're like, no, they're not. They're good people. And then the universe is like, all right, then I'll show you again. And then they do you wrong. And you're like, okay, I should have listened. So maybe it's something like that where, you know, you're trying to give someone the benefit of the doubt and they keep letting you down. Maybe it's time to have a conversation. Maybe so. Let's see. Evil Cowboy, hi. Sun City sent you. Awesome. You're a real life magician. Cool. My husband Sean loves all things magic and illusion and such like. So you and he would probably get along great. Jug, you said the past is a constant anchor. I could see that, but that's how you kind of learn to let go. Once you learn to loosen that grip on it a little bit, it actually gets a little easier. Let's pull a couple more. Let's see. We've got the Princess of Wands reversed. So Princess of Wands she's like this sassy little girl, but she's not mean about it. She's more playful about it. But with her, it's like this feisty little energy of, you know, are you going to sleep, Kirby? All right, good night. But with this, you know, feisty little girl, it's this playfulness about it. You know, she's feisty and she'll whoop anybody for somebody she cares about, but she's playful about it too. She's not holding grudges and being mean. Okay, and then you've got Rebirth reversed, right? So you're emerging from a tomb, kind of so to speak. It's like you've kind of been buried in the dark for a while, and you're answering a calling, But it's like no matter how much you're trying to answer this calling that of what your life's purpose is, it's like something keeps getting in your way. You keep getting in your own way, and so that seems to be the trouble with a lot of folks. How your dreams are coming true from months ago. Well, maybe you're picking up on some vibrations that other people aren't sensitive to. Maybe you are kind of manifesting some things in your sleep. There's different ways you can look at it. Maybe you're finding yourself in repeated situations where you feel the same. It's like deja vu, kind of. Are you getting enough sleep? That's another question. I know sometimes if I don't get enough sleep, I become really sensitive to my environment, and it's really hard for me to stay focused. And then when I, if I let it get the best of me, then I might feel like I'm repeating myself. It's like Groundhog Day every day. So I've had moments like that before. Oh, thank you, Mama Sota. And then we've got the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So this is about reaping what you sow. You can see the stars in this person's gown. I think that's funny. But this is a karma type of thing. And it's like you're waiting on the good karma to come about, and it seems like it's taken forever. And it's it's you feel almost like my dad used to say, if it was raining nanner pudding, I'd catch a bucket of dookie. That's kind of how you're feeling right now. Sandy, hi. I'm glad you're here. Mama Sota's right. Lack of sleep can cause hallucinations. Have you seen Fight Club? But no, it's true. I used to work in psych, and I would see people all the time that came in that hadn't slept in like 4 days, and they were seeing cockroaches this big coming out of their, sorry, you can't see, giant cockroaches crawling out of the laundry and stuff like that. And I'm like, so what's bugging you? So that's interesting, Cowboy, because psychology says that you don't dream about people that you've never seen before. So it could be that you're running into some people in like a past life type of situation, if you believe in that. I don't know. But with this retrograde, things are, coming back. You're dealing with people, places, and things from your past that keep, coming back to you for some reason. Hey, Scratch and Bow. Star travels. Let's see. We've got the Lady. This is also known in the Rider-Waite deck as the Empress. And as you can see, she is pregnant. So if you are not trying to have children, or if you're not trying to get pregnant, take the proper precautions. I don't think I need to explain that any further here. We're all adults here, I'm assuming. But this is also about abundance. This is about, vibrating on that level. Your energy and your frequency is such that you are, you're attracting that abundance, and you're attracting, it might be a little bit of money, it might be a lot of bit of money, it might be friendship, it might be love, it might be just, having a stable place to live. All these things, that's what I feel is coming for you. And that's what you're attracting right now. And so Premier says she's not no lady. Oh, goodness. Well, Jug says child at heart. There are pros and cons to being a child at heart. and so, yes, Cammie, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. Cowboys says it's just mind-boggling maybe I've seen these people before, but when they show up in real life, they always have slight differences, like hair color, eye color. That could be true. That's why I'm wondering if maybe you're running into some kindred spirits or somebody that you might have met in the past, either in this lifetime or other lifetimes. I'm not sure what your belief system is like with that, but well, hi Arthur Curry, King Arthur Curry. Let's see. You've got the Six of Wands reversed. You're being placed in a leadership position. It might be at work, it might be with family, it might be, it could be any number of different things, but it's a position you feel like you're not ready for. I mean, you've got people looking to you for direction, and you're like, why y'all looking at me? I don't know what to do. I'm not the guru. I'm not the one, that knows it all and everything. Why are y'all following me? And truth be told, you're probably the smartest one in the class. And that's a unique place to be, Hey, String Bean. Cowboy says, I believe when I go, the world goes with me. Space is infinite and goes on and on and on. I agree. I think so too. Let's see. Got one more for this little set here. We've got the Eight of Swords. And with the Eight of Swords, you see she's blindfolded and her hands are tied and it looks like she's trapped by all these swords. But you know what? I can see a way out. She's got a way out. Right here. See? She can get out. She just can't see the way yet. And that may be how you're feeling. You may be feeling kind of stuck and like there's no way out, but really there is. And you're slowly, it may seem slow, but you are coming to realize that some of this is your own doing, and you can undo it just as well as you did it to yourself. But you can find a way out of it. Where, like they say, where there's a will, there's a way, right? That's kind of what this card is saying. And the bottom card always has something to say, and it is the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is usually Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. So you may have Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo in your chart, or you may be dealing with somebody, but this is mama. This is Earth, Mother, Mama energy right here. She's very grounded. She's very stable. She keeps her home nice, and she's this nurturing, take care of business, take care of the kids, very supportive, very nurturing. That's who this is. This might be a spouse, it might be sister, mama, it might be a boss, it might be someone that you work with, but this is someone who really really wants to help you with whatever it is that you're doing. So this person can help you release some of that stuff from the past. This person can help you work through that, can help you find your own strength to be this leader that you're supposed to be. And can help you find your way out of a situation that you don't need to be in anymore, that maybe you've outgrown. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing, kind of in a general sense. And like I said, take it with a grain of salt. Take what resonates and leave the rest, because if it didn't resonate with you, then that reading isn't for you. Okay. So I'm gonna do. Here's what I can do. I've got several different decks with me. I can continue with the general readings, or if somebody wants me to read for them specifically, just like a little 3-card thing, I can do that too. I'm flexible. I do yoga sometimes. So Mama Sota says me. All right, Mama Sota, so do you have a preference as to what deck you want? Do you want the Druidcraft that I just used? Do you want the astrology, moonology, witchlings, fairies? Oh, you pick. Okay. Sorry, backseat snuck up on me. I think I want to go with this right here. This is what's calling to me is Druidcraft for right now. And I might get some clarifiers, but just a quick little 3-card job here. All right, so Mama Sota, Jug. Do I do love readings? Here's what I do, Arthur. I lay out the cards and I ask my spirit guides to tell me what y'all need to know. It may have to do with love, it may have to do with career, it may have to do with a whole bunch of nothing, but but it tells me what you're supposed to know at this time. Does that make sense? So, oh man, Wickawoo, you gotta go. Okay, well, have a good night, and thank you so much for joining us, and I'll catch you next time. All right. I'll tell you what, I need to make a list, because I got more than one person here that needs a reading. So let me just back up just a little bit, see who all we got here. We got Sota. Oh, thank you, darling. Alright. Sota, Jug. Let's see. King Arthur Curry. I'll do one for you. Coat Collector, of course. Premier, you want one too? I've got Christine. Welcome, Christine. I don't think I've seen you before. Let's see. Well, hi, R5. Let's see. Always have chicken hawks that come by once a week, same time once a week when they're chilling in the yard. 1 a.m. exactly. There's no chicken rats or anything. I think they want me. Usually when you see hawks, though, any type of hawk, that's usually, that could be a spirit guide telling you, like, watch out for, those that may not have your best interest at heart. There's all kinds of different symbolism that goes along with hawks. So, hey, Simo, what's up? Hey, R5. Oh, well, hi, Christine. Nice to meet you, too. Let's see. All right. So, we will start with Mama Sota. But first, we have to have a tea pour. I hope y'all don't mind. But I'm going to pour a cup of tea right quick. Y'all don't mind, do you? Join me with a cup of tea. This time, I'm having ginger drink. Ginger drink. This stuff is fabulous. And yes, I put some Splenda in my tea because I like it a little sweet. So, yes, backseat. It's a tea pour. Would not be tarot and tea with Mrs. B without a tea pour. Now would it? They take care of small yapping dogs. That's wonderful. Jug says, beer for me, but I'll drink along. Alright then. Alright, and so it comes in this little pouch like this. And it's a powder. Now, they do make a ginger drink that has sugar in it, but I'm trying to watch my sugar a little bit. So this is nothing but ginger and ginger extract. So Yes, we do the pouring thing. Give it a stir. Backseat was kind enough to bring me some hot water. Hi, Patricia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, this is glorious. It is so good. That ginger is so warming. Alright, so get on with the shuffling. Thanks, Magic Card Lady. I'm gonna get going. Have a good one, everyone. Alright, Cowboy, we'll have a good night. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time, okay? Yes, cleansing, definitely. Alright, this one's from Mama Sota. Alright. Sometimes if I just sit quietly for a minute and just hold the cards like this, sometimes I get images, and sometimes I don't really know what I'm seeing but not seeing. I don't know how else to describe it. But I thought I saw like this woman wearing white. I don't know what it means. I can't really describe her other than she's wearing white. Alright, so Mama Sota, what we got here, we got your 3 cards. We've got 10 of Wands, right? So you might feel like this fella right here, kind of overwhelmed, very burdened, feeling like giving up, but please don't. You're almost to the end of this long journey. You're almost to the end of this cycle, and this is a card of completion, but it's gonna get darkest before the dawn. It's gonna seem like the worst day of your life, and then all of a sudden this huge burden is gonna be lifted. And so anyway, huge burden's gonna be lifted, but in the meantime you might feel just completely overwhelmed. So hey Uso, what's up? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Wow. I'm just overwhelmed at how many people have joined us, and I'm overwhelmed. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But yes, Mama Sota, you may be feeling overwhelmed, tired, burdened, ready to give up. Do not give up, because this journey is coming to a close. It's about to be complete. You're about to be finished, and then it's going to be sunshine and roses after that. Okay? So please don't give up, okay? You've got this jerk right here. And I say that. This is the Lord. He's an authoritarian. He's very big about sticking to the rules. He's the disciplinarian. Very structured, very rigid. His way or the highway. This could be a father figure. This could be a boss. This could be... It's an authority figure for sure. Or someone that you feel is an authority. And he can be kind of mean. He can be kind of mean. He's trying to enforce rules, and it's just like... it's like, come on. Really? We can't have drinks at the nurse's station? Really? I mean, it's water. You trust me to start an IV, but you don't trust me to have a cup of water beside a computer? Really? It's that kind of a feeling, okay? And then, like, then you've got the 7 of Wands. Okay? So, Wands tend to have to do with spirituality. And it's interesting that you had the 10 of Wands here and the 7. But with the 7 of Wands, it's like you're gradually letting that guard down. You've been hurt before, and or you've done something and it backfired on you, and so you're really, really trying to let your guard down enough to where where you feel safe, but also how do I put this? Basically, you've been guarded. And when you're guarded, yes, you keep the bad stuff out, but you keep the good stuff out too. See what I'm saying? And so you may have been kind of blocking yourself from some good things that would have been coming your way had you been more open. And so that's going to be a struggle for you, but I feel like you're gradually opening up, and that's going to be what's what I'm saying. That's what's going to be what propels you forward, and makes you more successful. Yeah, you may have to let your guard down, and that is a risk because you may feel like you might get hurt, but you won't know unless you try. Does that make sense? Because these are the messages that are coming to me, and I really don't know what they pertain to, but so it's like, okay, I'm gonna put it out there what they're telling me, and I hope it helps, but I really have no clue what it's about. And I'll pull the bottom card. It always has something to say. Speaking of a lady in white, so that's the Nine of Pentacles. Things are coming full circle for you, especially financially, especially concerning work, finances, material things having to do with the home. I just got goosebumps too, Mama Sota. But that's definitely, I feel like all of this has to do with work. It has to do with a work situation. And I don't know what else to say other than you know who you can trust and who you can't. And always trust your gut when it comes to what you disclose or not. And even if things end badly or in a way that you don't like, that doesn't mean it wasn't supposed to, because there's a lesson in everything. Things happen for a reason. It's like I said in the beginning, you know how the universe kind of, might give you this nudge of, okay, this person's not good for you, and they're shady, and you're like, no, they're not shady. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and then they, completely betray your trust, and you're like, well, the universe showed me, I guess. It happens. So, thank you, Infinite. Let me catch up with the chat right quick, because I feel like I just got to rambling there. Let's see. Hello, barking dog. Woof woof. I don't know what else to say to that. Let's see. I'm sorry you feel broke, Sandy. We don't want you to feel broke. We love you. V1's creeped out in a good way. Well, it happens. Sometimes I say things and I don't know what I'm talking about, but the person I'm talking to does. Uh-oh. Speaking of V1, is this your card? King of Cups? Cancer? You're a water sign, right? Yep. That's you. Very loyal, almost to a fault. Very supportive, very kind, generous. You connect with people on a deeper level than most people connect with. And you really put your heart into your relationships. and, with everybody. And that's, that's V1. For those of you who don't know who V1 is, yeah, he and Mama Sota both are just wonderful supporters. If they believe in something, they are gonna push for it for real. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you, most definitely. So next we have Juggalo Fishing Posse. You still here? Still with us, Jug? Oh, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. All right, Jug. What deck do you want, sir? I've got the Druidcraft that I read from Mama Sota, and I did the general reading with. I've got Witchlings. Witchlings. I've got Gentle Wisdom of the Fairy Realms. Whatever you feel. Okay? Alright, for some reason, Bob Ross wants to speak to you. Bob Ross wants to speak to you, sir. So we're going to go with Bob Ross. He's got something to say. Who am I to deny Bob Ross to speak to Jug? I mean, come on now. And okay, so these are actually just Bob Ross's boss. All right, so these are just playing cards, right? So, but they eat, yes, happy trees all around. But these cards, they're just like plain old playing cards, but they have messages on each card, like so. So, I'm going to give these a shuffle for Jug. One fell out already. Goodness. Use absolutely no pressure, just like an angel's wing. The 10 of spades, the same thing as the 10 of swords. Great minds think alike, don't they? Oh, me. So I'm just shuffling. Oh, we got two here. This is a 4 of diamonds. It says, "That's a crooked tree. We'll send him to Washington." I think that's hilarious. Hey, Super Steph, what's up? And then the third card we have is a 3 of hearts, which translates to 3 of cups. It says, well, goodness, it was upside down. I'm sorry. We just show you how, but you make the decisions. When you have this much power, you have to make big decisions. Right? Okay, so 10 of spades is the same thing as the 10 of swords in tarot. It says use absolutely no pressure, just like an angel's wing. And so when we're looking at the 10 of swords, if you think, you may not be familiar with the 10 of swords in tarot, but the 10 of swords in tarot shows a man laying down on the ground with 10 swords stuck in his back. So you may feel like somebody is stabbing you in the back. Not a good feeling at all. But by the same token, this is saying use absolutely no pressure, just like an angel's wing. So don't be so hard on yourself. Whatever the situation was, don't beat yourself up over it, because as overwhelmed and beat down as you might feel, this is the completion of a cycle. It's almost over, and you're about to glow up, as they say, or as I like to say anyway. You're about to glow up. So hang in there, buddy. It's gonna be okay. Then we got the 4 of diamonds. 4 of diamonds translates to 4 of pentacles. And it says, "That's a crooked tree. We'll send him to Washington." Hi, Tony. What's up? Cammy, you're still here? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Sun City. Hi, Josh. No, John. John's Travels. What? I don't know why I saw Josh. I'm sorry. John's Travels. The Godfather. So with the Four of Diamonds, Four of Pentacles, you want to save money. You're trying to save money. You want to protect your assets. That means protecting your passwords, protecting your account information, all that. All of that, because that might be compromised if you don't pay attention, okay? And that may be contributing to this shenanigans that we just talked about, all right? You may feel like, somebody done you wrong because they had access to all that, and they tried to commit fraud or something like that, and you're like, God, how was I so dumb? Don't beat yourself up over it, man. It happens, okay? Learn from it, keep it moving, all right? And then we've got the Three of Hearts, which translates to the Three of Cups, which I said before means party time. And this says, we just show you how, but you make the decisions. When you have this much power, you have to make big decisions. So yes, it's a celebration. It's a completion of a cycle. The rough times are over, and it's time to party. But you're making some powerful decisions here. You are making the decision of what you're gonna let go of, what you're gonna keep. That has to do with people, places, and things. I think you get what I'm saying here, okay? So it's a very powerful decision to make. It's a very important decision to make. But I think things are about to really start looking up for you for sure. And then the bottom card is the Five of Swords, or Five of Spades. And with the Five of Spades or Five of Swords, that's like, in tarot, the Five of Swords is like, it shows these two, like, one person like has all the swords and another person is walking away with like one sword. And so the person that has all the swords may have won the argument, but the person walking away is just like got their head down. It's like they've been beaten, or they've lost the thing. And so but the thing is, no matter who wins the argument, like even if you win the argument, you're gonna feel like crap about it, because it's like, why were we arguing over peas? I mean, come on now. There are so much more important conversations to have. We don't need to argue about whether we want green peas or black-eyed peas. Come on. And so you feel like, God, we shouldn't have even had that conversation. Ugh. But all that being said, things are going to start to improve. So please don't give up. I really see it getting better, but you've got to protect yourself and protect your assets, okay? Hi, Hecate. Is it Hecate or Hecate? Anyway, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And you felt drawn to pop in and say hello. I'm about to make dinner, end of the day. Oh, you're in New Zealand. Awesome. And gonna listen. Fabulous. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here. Wow. Oh, the Greek goddess Hecate. Okay, excellent. Wow. That's exciting. So was that helpful, Jug? Does that make sense? Oh, thank you, Infinite. Yeah, I know things have been hard for you lately, Jug. But if you have a minute and want to, that's what I always say. If you have a minute and want to, look up some things about law of attraction, because the basic premise of law of attraction is what you focus on is what you attract more of. And so if you focus on, I need this, I don't have this, I want this, then the universe is going to interpret that as you always needing, wanting, and so forth, and that you like needing and wanting and lacking things. So don't focus on your lack of whatever it is, because you're going to get more of the lack. And so instead, and this may take a minute to really get down pat, but start the conversation. Start with gratitude first of all. That's how we move mountains. We start with gratitude. It could be anything. It could be absolutely anything. The fact that you have breath in your lungs is something to be grateful for, and then move on from there. Because when you start with gratitude, it shifts your perspective and gets you out of that, well, I don't have this and I don't have that. When you say, I'm so thankful for friends, family, I've got food in my belly, I've got a warm place to sleep, etc., etc., whatever it is. Don't focus on what you don't have. The more you focus on what you do have and you are grateful for that, the more the good stuff is going to come your way. So something to think about for sure. Make a decision to leave people behind. That's a tough one for sure, most definitely. But like you said, if you know these people are not good for you and they're bringing you down, maybe you've outgrown them, and maybe they're lowering your vibration. Maybe it's time to cut them loose. Hey, Howard Matlock, how are you? Glad you're here. All right. So next we have... Thank you, Jug. Thanks for letting me read for you. I appreciate it. Next we have King Arthur Curry. Are you still around? Still here? Or did you leave? Did you leave me? I can't remember who's come and gone. I apologize. Wait, I just saw King Arthur Curry. King Arthur Curry, you're still here. Yay! Oh, thank you, R5. Thank you, Jug. You're still here, Phil. Awesome. Well, hello, NWI. Glad you're here. Christina, you're still here. Awesome. Okay, so Arthur was next. Arthur, what deck do you want your reading from? Do you want the one I started with? Do you want Bob Ross also? Do you want Moonology? I'm flexible. I can read whatever you want me to read. Let me pick. Okay. I'm leaning toward these Moonology cards. I'll show you. Moonology. That sound good? That's what's kind of caught my eye for Arthur. A thumbprint on your forehead, Howard. Sure. I'm gonna add you to my list. Eraserhead 1, I'm gonna add you to my list. So you got like 3 people ahead of you, but if you can stick around, I will be glad to do a little mini reading for you. All right. This is fun. Are y'all having fun? I'm having fun. Where do you park your truck, Howard? All right, thank you. I'm glad you're sticking around. All right, so King Arthur Curry. So we've got new moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation, it says. Bring love into the situation. Then we've got meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Oh, thank you, Christine. And everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Miss Amanda. Thumb WrestleMania time. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then we also have a time for healing, the balsamic moon. Time for healing. So, Arthur. It says, bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So you might be feeling kind of scattered, kind of out of sorts a little bit. And you might be getting frustrated because things are so kind of out of sorts and scattered. And so that's why it's saying bring love into the situation. Everything gets better if you add a little love to it. You know, they say love is the best medicine. And it's like, well, what if you love them and they still do bad things? Well, you increase the dose, right? So that's kind of what this is saying. And then it says meditate and contemplate. So, interesting. It's a new moon in Pisces. We are currently going through a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. And in Mercury retrograde, it's a good time to reflect, meditate, review. It's okay to plan things, just don't implement the plan just yet. But it's gonna take some meditation and kind of looking inward and reflecting to see, you know, what is it within yourself that maybe you haven't really acknowledged yet, that's contributing to the situation as well. But this is definitely calling for some love and compassion. So be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't blame yourself, because it's not always entirely your fault. You know, everybody contributes something to whatever situation it is. Even if it's just being at the wrong place at the right time or vice versa. But that's what this is saying is take some time to think about what it is and reflect on what it is about yourself that keeps attracting these types of people or this type of situation. Why do you keep going back to the same patterns or the same, I don't know, why do you keep finding yourself in the same situations, I guess, is what is the message I'm getting. But still, instead of beating yourself up, bring love into the situation. Bring compassion to the situation. Be gentle with yourself, but also be gentle with other people too. And then we've got a time for healing. So I feel like once you do this contemplation, meditation thing, you're going to come up with some truths that maybe you weren't ready to realize yet. And it might sting a lot a bit. You might feel like you've done wrong by somebody or done wrong to yourself. You may have some feelings of guilt, but you can heal from that. This is a time for healing. And so it's about releasing that which no longer serves you. It's about releasing that situation that hurt you so badly. Healing those wounds, getting it out. If you have to do some journaling, if whatever it takes, just put it down on paper so it's not in here, okay? Or up in here. And that's going to be what moves you toward a better headspace and a better heart space. And the bottom card says, take time to breathe out. It's the disseminating moon. Take time to exhale. Sometimes you may find yourself, especially if you're frustrated or stressed, you might find yourself holding your breath. I know people that do that. They get stressed out and they're just like, they just find themselves holding their breath, or they might be like hyperventilating, like, you know, your breathing quickens and sometimes that evolves into a panic attack. I've had that before myself. It's no fun. Breathe out. Do the in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just like that. Slow down your breathing, and it will actually help slow your mind down too, because I have a feeling your mind runs away with you quite a bit. So that's what the cards are saying to me about, you know, your message. Do you have questions? Is that helpful? Let me know. Infinite says grind teeth. Yeah, I do that too, especially if I'm really stressed out. Let's see, I'm just catching up with the chat here. Oh, you're welcome, Arthur. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you joined us tonight. Thank you for letting me read for you. It's human. We do this stuff. R5, I have not put you on the list yet, but I will. Alright. R5. Alright, so next I have Coat Collector, Christine, Eraserhead 1, and R5. Did I miss anybody? Is there someone I need to add to my list? Let me know. Of course, Uso, you can be added. Of course. Oh no, it's okay. Patricia, I'll add you to the list as well. Oh, thank you, Mama Soto. Patricia Gallant. Okay. Alright. So, Coat Collector, Kathy, you still here? Oh, and Tony. I'll add Tony as well. Tony Barrett, certainly. Alright, Coat Collector, you still with us? Anybody seen Coat Collector? You never had yours done before? Okay, well, welcome. There's a first time for everything, right? I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, I'm gonna wait another couple of seconds, wait a minute, and ooh, pasta and tofu, interesting. I've never had tofu with pasta before. Thank you, Cami. You never saw her when you came in? Okay. Well, I want to read for her if she's not here. I'm going to circle her and then we'll come back to her. How about that? That seems fair, right? Next, I've got Christine. Christine, are you still with us? She may be lurking because her name comes up on a tag. Is Christine McCorhammer here? Still with us? Oh, hi. You're here. Did I say your name right? And so, do you have a preference as to which deck of cards I use? Did you want Moonology like I just did? Did you want Druidcraft, Witchlings, Fairies? I'm flexible. I'll do whatever you want. I can do Bob Ross cards. It doesn't matter to me. You have a preference, Christine? Alright, King Arthur Curry. Heading out. Alright, well, take care, and I hope you have a good night. Alright, fairies. Alright. I've got Gentle Wisdom of the Fairy Realms. Or I've got the Fairy Ring. This is the Fairy Ring. It's kind of hard to tell because it's green. Thank you, Cammie. Yep, the background music is rather relaxing. So I think, Christine, these fairies are calling to you. So we're gonna go with them if it's okay with you. Oh, the first one. Okay. Okay. No worries. Just herbs from the garden. Wow. I have a black thumb. I can make silk flowers wilt. Last time I tried to grow anything, I had this poor little rowan tree. It was about this tall. And yeah, I kind of overwatered her and she just couldn't handle it. That was years and years ago. Sean, my husband, he has a whole little cactus farm in our kitchen. They've been growing for over a year. They're great. Ooh, cottage pie. That does sound good, doesn't it? Wow. That sounds excellent. I may have to do that in addition to our pork tenderloin. All right. So, hi, Flo. I'm glad you're here. All right. For Christine. So, Christine, we've got waiting. We've got peace. And meditation. This is one of my favorite cards. Alright, so I have to consult the book on these because I'm not just super familiar with what they all mean. So we'll go with waiting. Your inner wisdom knows when it is time to take action. Waiting until you are certain is often a very wise decision. You do not always have to expose yourself and your vulnerabilities. It can be good to wait until the course is clear. Sometimes it's important to kind of take your time and wait. Hey, Joe. Glad you're still here. especially if you're not sure. My grandmother used to tell me that Davy Crockett, I don't know if you know who Davy Crockett is, but anyway, Davy Crockett used to say, make sure you're right and then go ahead. And so maybe that's what this waiting is about, is you're waiting to see if that hunch you had was right. And it probably was, but you want to make sure before you proceed, because you know you like to plan things out, and things are better if you have a plan and a backup plan for your backup plans, right? And then next you have peace. It's a lovely card. Peace. You can be a peacemaker, whether holding someone's hand when they are sad or lonely, saying, I'm sorry, when you have hurt someone, or being compassionate to someone who has been wronged. Sometimes the smallest act of peace can transform the world. Sometimes when you're at peace yourself, it helps everyone around you also be at peace. That's what I've found. If I stay calm in the middle of the hurricane, it kind of helps calm down the hurricane. Is what I've found. I've worked in mental health for a while, and that's always been my go-to, is when things are getting out of control with other people, I try to stay calm, and usually they kind of calm down too, just by me being calm. Whereas if I'd gotten upset too, then that would have escalated the situation. It would have got real ugly, real fast. But you tend to carry this peace with you. And I think that's what makes it a bit more comfortable. That makes it more comfortable for you to wait before doing something, because you carry that peace and you carry that not botheredness, so to speak, because you want to make sure something is right before you go ahead. And then meditation. It says, still your mind and calm your soul. By meditating, you can feel the pulse of nature and flow of the universe through your body. Slow down and you will hear your gentle wisdom, the quiet whispers which you can only hear when you are quiet and still. So you may find that even though you've got this peace about you, you may still have, monkey mind, so to speak, as they call it, your mind racing, and so it may help to meditate. And you don't have to hey Nola fam, how are you? You don't have to, necessarily be this image. It might help, but this doesn't have to be your meditation. You can meditate washing dishes if you wanted to. There's so many different ways. There's walking meditations. It doesn't have to be just, it doesn't just have to be that structured and that, defined. You can define it however you want to. The point is to still your mind so that you can think more clearly. And then we've got open-hearted. That's a pretty card. Open-hearted. And so when you keep an open heart, it kind of helps things to flow better. It says being open-hearted and seeing the beauty, love, and grace in others' strength strengthens your heart and creates a stronger, deeper connection to the divinity in others. This does not necessarily mean giving whatever someone may want of you. It may mean being compassionate and still saying no. And that kind of goes back to that empathy. That compassion, that empathy. You can empathize with what they're feeling, but still have that boundary as well, because you got to protect yourself as well. So I hope this was helpful. I don't know what this pertains to in your life. I really don't. Those were the messages that came to me and through me. And so if you have questions, let me know. But that was kind of a quick little reading. And I hope it was helpful. And thank you for letting me read for you. I want to catch up with the chat right quick. Leave the sabers at the door. Oh dear, tarot in VR. That would be a sight to behold. Standing at the base of the tower with the tower crumbling down. No, that would not be fun. Oh me. I'm glad you found it calming, Brian. Wow. Hey, everybody. Well, thank you, Christine. That really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Aw, hubby's smiling at me. That's so sweet. Okay, so next we have. Has anybody heard from Coat Collector? Is Coat Collector still here? If not, I'm gonna move on to Eraserhead. Lord of the Cards. That's funny. Lord of the Cards. Okay, well, how about Eraserhead 1? Phil, you still here? Oh, she wasn't feeling well? Okay. Well, I hope she feels better. Alright. So Phil, what deck would you like me to read for you? I could do fairies again, like these. I could do witchlings. I could do the druidcraft that I started with. I could do Moonology, Bob Ross, or the astrology cards. Do you have a preference? Anything that you prefer? Oh, you want me to pick? Okay. Let's see. I'm thinking that you might like the astrology cards. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but that one just kind of came to me. And then Howard typed astrology. So maybe Howard has a gift too. Who knows? But I need a sip of tea before I proceed. I'm drinking ginger drink. Like so. I think this stuff's from Thailand. If I'm not yeah, it's from Thailand. It's delicious. I love it. It's very strong. All right. Oh, this is your first ever. Well, that's exciting. Had someone, I think, was it Arthur Curry? Was it his first reading as well? I can't remember. Maybe this is a first for lots of people tonight. I don't know. But I'm cool with it. I'm doing these different than I would do like a face-to-face. These are just kind of a general, 3-card little reading. This deck is kind of new to me though, so I will be referring to my book if I'm not sure about something. I hope you don't mind. But I wanted to give you an accurate reading. So, and these are cool looking cards too. They look very galaxy-esque. So, I'm gonna give them a nice little shuffle. And these are glossy too. I don't know if you noticed that. See? They're shiny. I like shiny things. I'm just a shuffling. Got lots of first tonights. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right. We got the 11th house. Friends. Okay. You've got Taurus. I have. So you might be a Taurus. You may have Taurus in your chart. You may be dealing with someone who has Taurus in their chart. And then we have solar eclipse. Isn't that cool? Revolution. That's a really cool looking card. All right. So, I'm going to have to consult my book. I hope you don't mind. All right. 11th house, friends. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. It says the 3 graces of hope, faith, and charity, the bonds of friendship. Rely upon support from friends and other associations. Don't attempt to go it alone. You will need help. I get the feeling that you're really independent and you will not ask anybody for help unless you just absolutely have to. I'm kind of the same way. But believe it or not, you've got tons of friends that really do care about you and really do want to support you and help you in any way they can. And it's almost like if you don't ask for help and don't give them the opportunity to help you, it's almost like being ungrateful in a way. And I know you're not ungrateful. That's not the thing. I feel like you don't want to put anybody out. You don't want to be a burden on anybody and that kind of thing. But the thing is, if somebody offers to help you, you should accept it. And asking for help is one of the hardest things anybody can do. So that takes that's a huge step if you can ask someone for help. But yes, rely on your friends. It's like that song, I get by with a little help from my friends. That's your song right now, buddy. It refers to friendship, friends of all kinds, allies and alliances, social contacts, gatherings, dreams, hopes, aspirations, compassionate acceptance. It's the place where we discover we are not alone, being different, individual, one of a kind. So you may feel like you're the only person in the world that's like you, but you're really not. There's like lots of other people that are very much like you. And even if y'all aren't like identical, your capacity to accept and show compassion toward one another that's the glue to the relationship. This also relates to the Three of Cups in tarot. And the Three of Cups has to do with friendship and celebrations and partying and just overwhelming good feelings. And so definitely, definitely strong friendship vibes there. And then we've got Taurus. Taurus says, I have. And so if you are a Taurus, or if you know a Taurus, you know that Tauruses tend to like nice things. I mean, everybody likes nice things, but Tauruses, if it's pretty, if it looks nice, if it tastes good, if it feels good, this is all Taurus-y kind of stuff, right? And then the key ideas have to do with sources of help, goals, hopes, wishes, dreams. It may also have to deal with being the black sheep of the family. with the 11th house. I keep going back to that. Um, let's look at Taurus, because Tauruses, they say Tauruses are bullheaded, and they can be, but it's like that commitment to what they believe in. Okay, it says there are three classes of people: those who see when they are shown, and those who do not see. And that was a quote from Leonardo da Vinci. So you're about to grow something from which there will be beauty and abundance. Taurus natives are ruled by Venus, the planet of loveliness and indulgence. What I just talked about. Things that look good, taste good, feel good. Yeah, that's some Taurus right there. Creature comforts, that kind of thing. It's always a positive sign, and it's highly stable and supportive. It stabilizes matters. So maybe a situation that was kind of shaky and rocky is now coming to a sense of stability. Or maybe you're forming friendships that are going to last forever. You've got like I said, a very strong, supportive group of people that really do care about you. What you own and what you're this has to do with what you own and what you're working to own. It could deal with money. It could deal with credit, loans, accounting, things like that. It could deal with art. You may find yourself being more sarcastic than usual, so be careful of that. This has to do with the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is kind of like the high priest in a way. It's an authority figure, but it's also a teacher and a student at the same time. And people come to you for guidance and support and help. And so you're in a very unique position to be the one to say, hey, I have this knowledge and I'm going to share it with you. And they may have knowledge to share with you as well. So it's a nice little exchange there. And then we've got solar eclipse, revolution. Things are turning around. Things are definitely turning around. So let's see what it says about that. It says revolution is actually something that starts in individual hearts. And that's a quote by Bill Viola. This card spells out change. Eclipses, both solar and lunar, are the earliest forecasting tools used in astrology. The ancients misunderstood them and thought that that something terrible was about to happen. Or, at any rate, they knew major transformations were about to happen. The solar eclipse occurs during the new moon when the sun and moon are in opposition but perfectly aligned. For a brief time, the moon obscures the sun, blocking it from view. In essence, this is a blackout. It means we must focus on what is directly in front of us. Usually a change or a shock is in store which may not be welcome, but is necessary to move us forward. These events may seem negative at first. It could be a divorce, it could be an end of a relationship, it could be being forced to move, or even losing your job. And it tends to affect relationships the most. However, you may soon see stressors and upsetting changes in the relational supports you have counted on. But for whatever reason, they may be taken away either for the time being, but perhaps permanently. So the one thing you can count on is that your life will go through a complete rearrangement of sorts. The energies are saying that it is necessary to be cruel before being kind. So I think what the cards are trying to say is that you find out who your friends are when your life changes. When you go through the shite storm of life, you find out who your friends are and who your friends are not. And that may be disheartening, but it also helps you make decisions about who to keep and who to let go. This also has to do with the Two of Wands. It relates to the Two of Wands in tarot, and with the Two of Wands, it's like you're making a decision to step forward and step out on faith and say, hey, I'm gonna do this, Leroy Jenkins it, so to speak, to get that to take that opportunity and to just, this is where my life is headed. I'm gonna jump through this threshold here, and whoever's coming with me is coming with me, and the rest, bye. Is kind of the overall feeling I'm getting from this. Yes, shite storm. I said it. And then the void of course moon missing. When the moon is void of course, it seems like nothing you do. I mean, your best laid plans get foobarred. I mean, it's very difficult and very frustrating. It says the moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. That was by Carl Sandburg. And it's all about frustrations, delays, vagueness, hollow feelings, things of being unreal. After long and costly effort, your matter in question may fail. People around you may start behaving like screw-ups. It might be that great passions are playing against you. Discipline is needed. It's not a time to act impulsively. Whatever you do as your routine will stay as it is. However, matters that are unplanned or spontaneous will tend to work out for you. It's weird. It can be used to your benefit, though, so keep this in mind when this card shows up. For instance, you can work on something you really don't want. You can interact with people you really don't want to become a fixture in your life. And so it's like, remember that show, You Can't Do That on Television, that came on Nickelodeon? And they would, like, instead of saying down, they would say up. Instead of saying up, they'd say down, whatever. Instead of saying black, they'd say white. Whatever the thing was, instead of saying no, they'd say yes, and vice versa. And then when the person they were talking to kind of got it, they were like, oh, it's the introduction to the opposite. That's kind of what this void of course moon is saying. So you can reverse psychology of the universe in a way. Do not plan a wedding if this card comes up. Keep in mind, the time is not yet ripe. It's a good time to dream and make plans, just don't act on the plans yet. So, I'm not sure what all this is about, but I do know that you've got some major changes coming your way, and you're about to find out who your true friends are. But I feel like it's better that you know who they are rather than dealing with some fake jokers that are going to mess up your life. Just saying. So, I hope this was helpful. Like I said, I don't know what it's about, but I feel like this was the message that you needed to hear right now. So, if you got questions or anything, let me know. That's the message that came through for you. So I hope I helped. It says, wow, everything you have just read exactly spot on. Oh, you're quite welcome. I'm glad I could help. Thank you for letting me read for you. Let's see. Who else do we have in here? Who else? Oh, thank you, Albany. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Spilled a little Kool-Aid. Wow. Chalino Sanchez. Hi. Welcome. Tony. Like my laugh. Well, it is a unique little laugh, I suppose. Let's see. Oh, cool. Uso's still here. Yay. And R5's still here. Yay. All right. The question is, who do we have next? R5 next. R5, do you have a preference as to what Kick-Ass 3 channels here? Love it. Yay! I'm glad you're enjoying it, Uso. I'm so glad you're here. And Patricia, you're still here too. I've still got you on my list. Alright, what speaks to me? Actually, the witchlings for you, R5, are speaking to me. I think the witchlings have something to say. I think they do. Alright, so witchlings. That's what we've got for R5. I tried to go through and pick some music that would be calming but not so calm that you fall asleep. But it's okay if you fall asleep. I really don't mind. It will not hurt my feelings because I tell you what, sleep is like my favorite thing in the world. So yeah, if you fall asleep listening to me, that's okay because you probably needed it. You know, guys, I did a guided meditation for my insomniac friends because it was like I had an onslaught of people saying, I can't sleep. It's like, well, I'm just gonna have to do something about that now, aren't I? So I did. And so for those who have tried it, I hope it was helpful. And for those that, you know, maybe it didn't help you get to sleep, but at least maybe it helped you calm down a little bit. I hope it was beneficial at any rate. Mama Sota's beyond chill right now. That's cool. Sleep. What's sleep? Right? Some of us struggle with that. Oh, Hecate. Yes, I agree. I'm so relaxed listening to the readings for others. I don't know if you guys have watched like any of these other tarot readers, but they'll do like a pick a card. And sometimes like I'll listen to you know the card that resonates for me most, but then I'll like listen to the other ones too. And not all of them necessarily resonate for me. And I know that if it doesn't resonate for me, then that message wasn't for me. But it's always neat to hear like what other people have going on and how it might relate to other people. And some, like there's been some that I listened and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so-and-so's reading. I gotta send this video to her. And then, so I sent it to my friend and she was like, oh, there's like 3 of them jokers that made sense for me. I was like, yeah, I knew you needed to hear that. Oh yeah, two kids is, yeah, it'll do it, Tony. Yes, there is a list, Kathleen. Did you want a reading? I've been doing like 3 card readings. I can put you on the list if you like. Kathleen? Yes, of course. Okay, R5. We're on R5. We have luck. Aren't these cute? I love these cards. They are adorable. We have love. It's like the Valentine fairy or something. How cute is that? And then we've got dreams. These are just the cutest. And for some reason, they wanted me to read them for R5. So, Flamin' Hot Cheetos popcorn. Wow. Oh, thank you, Albany. Alright, so the luck card says, with a clear direction for what you want to achieve, you're summoning energies that bring good luck. So you've got a clear vision of what you want, and the universe has your back. And so things are about to really start going even better for you. Like things have been going pretty good, but no, they're fixing to really hype up, and that high vibing thing is just gonna be like, yeah, we're looking at a glow up here. All right, and then we've got love. I just think these are so cute. Oh my goodness. Love, a steadfast embrace of the heart, flows through and from you at all times for all time. We're talking about some deep love there. It lasts forever. It flows to you and through you. And so what I'm getting is you kind of put something out there to the universe, and the universe is listening and responding to you. And so it's like when you see like things in threes, or things happen in a synchronistic kind of way, that's the universe saying, I'm listening to you, I'm here with you. And so that's how this good luck is happening. That's how, this love card is. And this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. It could be, love from friends and family too. And I feel like you do have a lot of love in your life, not only coming to you, but also coming from you as well. You send lots of love and encouragement to so many people, like more than you realize. And it's coming back to you. All this good karma and good high vibe and energy is I'm all about it. And then we got dreams. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. I can't stand it. I'm dying of cute over here. Oh my gosh. All right. So dreams are an expression of collective experiences combined with messages from the spirit world. Okay. So, I don't remember who had the spirit. It may have been Cowboy, and I think Cowboy was going to bed. But talking about dreams, and they're an expression of collective experiences combined with messages from the spirit world. So you may be dreaming about something, and then somebody else you may be like, I had the weirdest dream, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody else might be like, oh my gosh, I dreamed the same thing too. And then you'll talk to somebody else, and they'll be like, well, I dreamt about blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh my goodness, me too. And so it's going to be a weird thing, but that's like the collective unconscious is coming across to all of us. And so that may be why you're having all this deja vu and crazy stuff happening, because it's a collective experience across lots of people. But that's how the spirit world is connecting with us and everything. So I hope that makes sense. And then also we have banishment. Oh, banishment. It's still cute. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. You have the power to banish negative energy and unwanted problems. Now, I think I know what this is about. I think you know what this is about. I don't know who else knows what this is about. But basically, you're not going to put up with any more bunch of stuff. Not going to put up with any more shenanigans. You have had enough. You are done with that foolishness, and you know how to stop it, and you ain't afraid to do it. And so that's what this little banishment thing's about. And part of the glow up that I've talked about is you've outgrown some of these low vibing folks that don't have your best interest at heart. And so it's time to let them see their way out, because they're not good for you. And, they may be, needing to teach somebody else a lesson in a way. I think you've learned whatever lesson it is they have come to teach you, and that's kind of where we're at. And you're ready to move on from that and let them go. So I really hope I'm getting luck, love, and dreams. So all these positive things, and then we've got banishment. So you're letting go of the negative, so that all this positive, good stuff can flourish. That's what I'm getting the most from this little reading, and I hope that makes sense for you, R5. But if you have questions about it or anything, feel free to ask. But I hope this was helpful for you. All your fault? What? It's hot here. Yeah, I was watching someone's video from, I think they were from Australia. Something like that. Anyway, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, like, people were wearing shorts, and it looked like it was a bajillion degrees outside, and I was like, I'm happy with my little 40-degree Fahrenheit weather over here. It was sleeting the other day on my way to work. So yeah, I was just like, yeah. Yeah, end of the day. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Mama Sota. Albany, of course you can get a reading. I'll add you to the list. We're dreaming about Bossy's voice because of our 5. Oh, thank you, Albany. Thank you, NWA. Watching Bossy full circle. Relaxed and sleepy, are you? Well, like I said, if you need to sleep, you probably need it. Awesome. Alright, so next up is Uso. You ready, Uso? You're reading every day? Oh man, ice cream sounds amazing. Well, thank you, Pookie. My hubby's the sweetest. Alright, Uso, what flavor, I mean, what tarot deck would you like me to use, dear? Thank you, R5. Spot on reading. Can understand it, and banishment reassured me on current choices with my business especially. Awesome. I'm glad I could help. That just makes me so happy. I love that confirmation. That's what keeps me going, is knowing that I can help somebody, even if I don't know what I'm talking about. Spirit works through me and gives the message that I guess you're supposed to hear. And I'm glad I can help. Whatever comes to me. I'm feeling Bob Ross again. Are you okay with Bob Ross? I'm a big fan of Bob Ross. Always have been. I like your smileys, Uso. Alright, so I'm feeling Bob Ross for you. So that's what we're gonna go with. Bring on Bob Ross. Bob Ross already talking to me. This is 8 of Hearts, or 8 of Cups. We don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. That's probably his most famous quote. Happy accidents. Alright. you have the time and energy, add NWI. Of course. NWI. Of course. You're on the list, NWI. Happy trees. All the empty dishes by the dishwasher. Happy threes. There we go. Hey, threes are happy too. But yes, happy trees too. Alright, next we have the 10 of clubs, or the 10 of wands. This would be a good place for my little squirrel to live. Alright. Oh, thank you, Hecate. Uh-oh. There goes the third card. If I paint something, I don't want to have to explain what it is. That's the Ace of Diamonds or Ace of Pentacles. Alright, so, excuse me. So, Eight of Hearts or Eight of Cups is like you're walking away from a situation that no longer serves you. It's like you have been drained emotionally. You've put all your feelings and heart and soul into something, and it is not giving you what you want in return. It is not fulfilling for you anymore. There's nothing left for you in that relationship. It is time to walk away. And so you're headed toward higher ground, toward something better, a higher calling, if you will. Leave that mess behind. It is not helping you. It's not serving you. It's not good for you. Bye. All right. It says, we don't make mistakes, we just have happy accidents. It was not a mistake to have that relationship because you had to learn something from it. It was not a mistake. It was a happy accident because you were able to walk away from it. That's why it's happy. It in and of itself may not have been happy. It might have been really, really crappy. But the fact that you're walking away, that's the happy part. It's kind of like when you were in school, what do you like most about school? Lunchtime, recess, and that final bell. Same thing. Okay. And then 2, we have, I gotta get my camera back and forth here. All right. Got the 10 of clubs. This would be a good place for my little squirrel to live. All right. So the 10 of clubs is like the 10 of wands. And it's like you've been toting this burden for so long. And you're finally getting to a place where you can set down your burden, leave it behind. This would be a good place for my little squirrel to live. So, if you can imagine a little squirrel living in a pile of sticks, that's kind of the imagery I'm getting here. It's like you're leaving that burden for somebody else to deal with. That's no longer your responsibility. You're done with it. It's over and done with. It's gone. You've completed that cycle. You have renewed your spirit. You're ready to move on to the next great adventure. Okay? Let somebody else deal with that mess. Oh my Lord. You walked away from a mess, let me tell you. And if you haven't yet, you need to. Dang, the mama voice came out. And I don't even have kids, goodness. Alright, also, you have the Ace of Diamonds, which is the same thing as Ace of Pentacles. It says, if I paint something, I don't want to have to explain what it is. So, so the Ace of Pentacles has to do with starting a new business or a new, and maybe a new job, maybe a new, but it's got something to do with money or career or material things, something like that. And it's a brand new start. And you're trying to start it off on the right foot because you don't want to have to go back and explain things. You don't want to have to go back. You want everything to be clear and cut and dried so there's no confusion, there's no misinterpretation and nothing. You want it very clear cut. An idiot can understand it. So that you don't have to deal with the same shenanigans you're walking away from. I hope that makes sense. But that's the feeling I get. And ooh, you were mad. You were right to leave, okay? And then we've got, the bottom card says, trees cover up a multitude of sins. And that's the Eight of Pentacles, or the Eight of Diamonds. Trees cover up a multitude of sins. So, when we're dealing with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like you're learning how to do a new skill or a new craft. And it's like you're having to do it over and over and over again. But the thing about it is, like, let's say you're making cookies or something, or like this one time I was making some low-carb pretzels. I know, right? I was making these low-carb pretzels, and I was trying to twist them and make them, into the little pretzel shape, right? Well, before I baked them, they looked like them little soft pretzels, right? And then I baked them, and then they look more like bagels, or like a cross between a biscuit and a bagel. They tasted fabulous, but they looked ugly. And so the point is, when you're just starting out, make the best of what you can do, even if you feel like you're making mistakes and messing something up and it's not as pretty as you'd like for it to be. That's okay. You can make it into something else. There's so much potential behind it. You gotta be creative and think outside the box, or better yet, get rid of the box entirely. But yeah, that's what it's saying to me. I hope that's helpful. Oh man, it's bedtime. Well, I understand, Howard. We all have a good night. Y'all take care. Good night, Howard and Miss Amanda. Let's see what else we got here. Baby UFC. Oh gosh. Road trip today. Alright, well, y'all be careful. Crap equals aha moment. That's true, for sure. Have to go break up a toddler fight. Oh my goodness. That was the baby UFC. Alright, Albany, be careful. It doesn't make sense to us as readers. It really doesn't. But then the person we're reading for, it resonates with them. It's fascinating. Why is autocorrect never correct? I don't know. Let's see. A green morph suit could be standing right beside. You never know. I would know, backseat. I would know. Guess you're calling out on Monday. Well, get your ducks in a row before you do anything drastic. But it sounds like it might be a work-related situation. Or it could just be a personal vendetta. I don't know. But that's what I saw. That's what I saw, Uso. As long as the pizza cookies are veggie. You're welcome, Uso. Thank you for letting me read for you. Alright, next I have Patricia. Patricia Gallant, you still here? Yay, you're still here. Did you have a preference as to which deck you wanted me to use? Anything particular? Okay. Well, I'm thinking thinking the fairy ring cards are calling to me for you. So, now where did I put them? That's the question. Here they are. That was your first thought? Okay. Well, I have these fairies, like I read before. Gentle Wisdom of the Fairy Realms. And then I've got the fairy ring, which is these ones. And I feel like these ones are calling to me. You were a secretary. That makes sense. Already throwing cards at me. We've got the Fairy Festival of Midsummer. Every now and then I can catch a little hint of my music because I don't have it turned up as loud as you guys can hear it. I don't hear it as loud as you guys hear it. So every now and then I'll hear like a little, or something like that. And it's like, oh, it's still here. Yay. Okay, and then we've got the Boggart. Now, this Boggart is different from the Boggart in Harry Potter. I don't know if you're familiar with Harry Potter, but the Boggart in Harry Potter, appears as your greatest fear, and the challenge is to make it look like something ridiculous, and that takes away its power. This is a little bit different, but I could incorporate that into our reading as well, because I kind of feel like that's important. And then we have the Kelpie. This horse up top. The Kelpie. Alright. So, with Midsummer, it makes me think of like A Midsummer Night's Dream, where all the flowers are in bloom, and it's like everything is blossoming, everything is coming up roses, so to speak. You've got some things that are in motion. You've got relationships that are flourishing. You've got you may have some children that you're involved with, that one is an absolute wild child and one is very sweet and angelic. And one might be a little bit melancholy and kind of a loner, but they're all your kids, and they all come to you for guidance and help, and it's a very beautiful time. Even if it may not always be perfect, it's like everything's going fairly smoothly, and if it hasn't been, it's going to be. And then you've got the Boggart. You've got your wild child teenager boy. He may not really be a teenager, but he acts like one. Yeah, you may want to get a handle on him. I feel like it's a him. I'm not sure what he's angry about, but you're dealing with some toddler behavior in a grown man. I don't know how else to put it, but that's what you're dealing with. So there may be some issues around that, but otherwise, home life is pretty good. And then you got the Kelpie horse. It's like the horse of the underworld, so to speak. I I'm not super familiar with that one, so I'm gonna pull a clarifier. You got Jenny Green Teeth, and it's hard to see because she's green. But you want to be careful of pitfalls. You want to be careful of people doing things behind your back, maybe being kind of gossipy and not really being supportive. So you may want to be kind of look out for that. Not necessarily to attract that, but be careful what you say and to whom, because where there's a listening ear, there's also a running mouth, is what I've always been told. So just, be mindful of that. You may not want to vent to your coworkers or whomever about your man baby here. I'm sorry, that sounds so derogatory and terrible, and I don't mean for it to, but this person's got some issues that they need to work through. Banishment, a hopper. I realized you had said 3, then read that 4th. Okay, so I pulled a 3, and then the 4th card is the bottom card, is what I've been reading. On this one, I wasn't sure about the Kelpie because I haven't read with this particular deck in a long time, but I did a clarifier card, which is Jenny Green Teeth, and so I just pulled that 4th card to clarify. And then the bottom card is Garconer. And this guy is a sweet talker, and he's very manipulative, and he's beautiful, but don't put too much trust in him because he's not very honest. He will use and manipulate you as long as you'll let him, and then he'll be gone, and you'll be like, what the heck was that? So just be careful. Like I said, he may be the same as your little guy over here that has temper issues and stuff like that. The main thing is to make sure that you are make sure that you're safe and that your family's safe, because he's very impulsive, and I could see this escalating to a place it doesn't need to escalate to. And the main thing is to keep peace and harmony and safety as priority in your family. Okay. I just saw like a big purple orb like right here. It could have been an after image. Absolutely could have been, but I'm just telling you what I saw. Well, thank you, R5, and thank you, Patricia. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. But that's what I've got. That's what I'm being told. I really don't know specifically what it's about, but anyway, I hope I could help. Thank you for letting me read for you, Patricia. Thank you. Let's see. Next is Tony Barrett. Tony Barrett, are you still with us? Oh, wonderful, Patricia. Thank you. Thank you. Infinite, y'all felt it too? Awesome. Lord have mercy, we've been on here for 2 hours almost. Wow. Okay, cool. Tony, I'm thinking the Druidcraft tarot that I started with actually is what we need to do for you. So we'll do that. Wait a minute. No, it's not. That's perfect. How often does that happen? Perfect. Okay, so actually 4 cards fell out, so I'm going to take that as a sign from Spirit that these are the 4 cards I'm supposed to read for you, Tony. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups, but it's reversed. Okay? And so with the Ace of Cups reversed, you see this cup is upside down. It's got all this water just flowing. You're feeling emotionally overwhelmed. Like you feel like somebody could literally dump you out and all of your tears would drain out and you would finally feel better. I don't know if it was a death in the family or a loss of a loved one or a divorce, loss of a relationship, but you're dealing with a sense of loss, and that's where all this sadness and grief is coming from. Albany, you have this deck too? This is my favorite deck. I've been working with this deck since 2005, and it's one of my favorites. It has always resonated with me for some reason, and I just love it. Even like the negative messages that aren't so happy that come through are still more gentle than some of the other decks I've read with. Then we've got 5 of Cups. So you're still dealing with some grief. You're still dealing with missed opportunities, things from the past that you couldn't do anything about, really. And it's really hard for you to focus on the present and being mindful of and grateful for what you still have. Like you may be upset and even angry that maybe there's a death in the family, to the point that you're not appreciating the family you still have that's still with you now because you're so absorbed in this grief. That's an example. I don't know if that's the example that resonates with you, but that's what I'm getting. There's a lot still family vibes. 6 of Cups, lots of emotion, lots of family ties here. And I really feel like this is grief about something that happened in the past. This could be a death, it could be a lost relationship or a lost opportunity, but I feel like that's kind of in the past, and this is more now. You're starting to kind of reach out to family more and be with family more, because you know that life is precious and we don't know, we're not guaranteed the next moment, let alone the next however long, and so you're kind of getting over some of this emotion and anger that you had before and trying to mend these relationships with your family, because it is important to you. It is, and you don't want to lose any more family. You don't want to lose anybody else. Okay, now this next card, don't freak out. Okay. It is the Death card. But this does not mean a literal death. This means change. This means changes are coming. There may be something that's coming to an end. It could be a relationship. It could be a job. It could be the end of a cycle. You may decide you want to quit drinking or whatever. There's so many different things this could mean an ending for. It doesn't necessarily have to be the end of a person, okay? But it's a transformation. It's a major change that's coming. And so I think that's why it's so important, because you know this change is coming. And that's why you're reaching out and making amends with your family and trying to mend those connections, is because you know that change is coming and there's no stopping it. And once you bring those, once you strengthen these relationships, it'll make this transition a lot easier the more support you have around you. Okay. Um, so, any questions? I hope this resonated with you. I hope it helped. That's the message I'm getting for you. Yeah, Tony, that's the message I'm getting for you. So, let me know if that was helpful for you. I feel like you're starting to heal from a lot of emotional stuff from your past, and that takes time. It really does. So be gentle with yourself. Let's see. Albany, your favorite deck too. Infinite, what's your crazy request? Wrap a quick, helpful hint for life. I'm not good at rapping. I have the rhythm and coordination of a drunk butterfly, so a rap might not be my thing. But a helpful hint for life. Be kind. That's it. Be kind and do right. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. You know, that's the bottom line, because Mrs. B said so. Definitely spot on. Lost grandma a year ago. It was extremely tough on the whole family. She was our rock. Oh yeah, most definitely. I lost my grandmother in 2016. Went to her funeral like the same day as my final exam in nursing school. So that was an adventure. But yeah, you know, when you lose the matriarch, it's like everybody else is just scattered and doesn't know how to connect anymore. It's like, yeah, this was the person that had the Sunday dinners and the get-togethers and the family reunions and all that stuff. How does family reunite when nobody's there to do the reunion, you know? So sometimes you have to step in and be the glue, you know? Party on, too. Here's one, Infinite. Be excellent to each other. How about that? That's one of my favorite things from Bill and Ted. Be excellent to each other. Words of wisdom from the bodacious dudes. Backseat says right on. Yeah, you gotta find the new glue. We're definitely working on that. Good. Yeah, sometimes, you know, what might have, you know, kind of acted like a crowbar in your life might actually start to serve as glue in the long run. It takes effort. You know, relationships don't just happen, they're built. Oh, thank you, Infinite. All right. Next, Kathleen Hughes. Kathleen, are you still with us? Kathleen? Is Kathleen Hughes still in the building? She's still with us? Oh, thanks, Uso. Thank you so much. And thank you, Tony, for letting me read for you. I appreciate it. All right, last call for Kathleen Hughes. You're quite welcome, Tony. Thank you. we don't have Miss Kathleen with us, then I think I'm gonna move on to Albany. Albany, which deck you want, hun? You want Druidcraft? Do you want Moonology, Astrology, Fairies? What you want? Oh, you're welcome, Eraserhead. Get you some sleep. Have a good night. Take care of yourself. Albany, do you have a preference on what deck you want to use? Oh, my favorite. So, I guess we're going with Druidcraft. Because it is my favorite. And you said it's your favorite too. Just started raining. Oh, wow. Indeed. Albany, you've had some rough experiences as well. You've had a lot of grief, a lot of sadness. I can't really pinpoint what it's about. I mean, yeah, you've had deaths in your family, but that doesn't feel like what this is about. It's just this heaviness in your heart. It's just heavy. And I think it's because you care so much about other people, and you tend to take on their feelings and their burdens and worry about them. Oh, your friend just died on the 14th. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. That could definitely be, that would definitely bring those feelings out for sure. I knew there was that heaviness there, that because I mean, you've got Ace of Cups reversed, so yeah, you have been turned upside down, darling. Whole world just like that. You've got a get together because, you know, chances are it was this person was friends with not only you but several people, and so yes, there was a coming together of friends, and in a way it was a celebration because she was crossing over, but at the same time it was a catharsis of letting go of that, some of that grief, and, you know, sharing your memories, because that's how immortality happens, is by keeping memories alive. And that's why, you know, whenever somebody tells me a loved one has passed, or if they're talking, like, say if it's around Halloween or Dia de los Muertos, Samhain, whatever you want to call it, that's when we do our little ritual to remember those who have crossed over and those who have passed on. And so we always say, we will remember. So definitely a coming together of souls right here, is happening, and y'all are having to lean on each other and having to really support each other. And it's a wonderful thing, but it's that doesn't mean it's not painful, at least in this moment. But remembering the good times and the positives, I just got chills, confirmation chills. But remembering the positives is going to help you heal from that. And remember, you know, you are not this body. You are spirit, and this friend of yours is also spirit. The fact that she doesn't have a living, breathing body, doesn't mean she's any less here. She's just less limited. Because she can be, in spirit at your house and halfway across the country at her cousin's house. Whenever, you feel the need to connect with her, she's there. I'm assuming this is a she. That's the feeling I'm getting. You got the Queen of Swords. And I feel like this Queen of Swords is mom or grandma, maybe. It's an older, mature lady who doesn't mince words. She says exactly what she means. It means exactly what she says. She does not mince words. She's very straightforward and direct. Now, you may not like what she has to say, and she might be a little bit abrasive with it. Tact is not her strongest suit. However, she's fair. She'll make a fair judgment. You may not like it. And she may not be super friendly, but she's fair. And I don't know who this is or why that's important, but that's what Spirit's telling me. Oh, Patricia, you're going to bed. Good night. Thank you for joining us. I've enjoyed it. Let's see. Oh, now you got what I'm saying? Okay, good. Good. That's your mom? I'm telling you, I get the mom vibe, but oh my goodness, she's sassy as all get out. There is no filter right here. It just, whatever she thinks is coming out of her mouth, and she's very quick-tempered, but she's fair, most definitely. Oh, she's Italian. I hear you. Oh my goodness. No filter. So yeah. Yeah, I imagine I imagine that's intense. All right, and then bottom card, you've got the Four of Swords reversed. It's time to meditate. Whatever it takes. You going to bed, Cammie? Good night. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, this is saying you need to take time to reflect and to think, and that is going to be what's going to be the most healing for you, and it's going to kind of ease that pain of grief and loss, and also it might help you kind of get some closure, and it might help other people find closure as well, because you weren't the only one affected by the loss of this person. And so I think by meditating and reflecting, you'll find your inner strength, and you'll be able to support other people and help them find their inner strength. Does that make sense? That's what it's telling me. All right. Let's see. All right. Good night, Cammie. Much love. Going to bed, Tony. Good night. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. All right. Thank you, Albany. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hear you. But it's like this. You can do that, and I'm not going to judge you for it. I'm not going to be mad at you for it. That's your prerogative. That's what you want to do. But it's like this. That's like, okay, there's meditation will get you to the top of the mountain, but that method is like taking the elevator. There's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't work the same muscles. nothing wrong with it though. Sometimes you gotta go easy on yourself, you know? Sometimes, you know, yes, there is a time and place for challenging yourself. But there's also a time and place to be gentle with yourself as well. So finding that balance is gonna be the tricky part. But I hear what you're saying. Well, from what you're telling me, you get it honest, Albany. Sarcastic and smartass, huh? Sounds like you get it honest. What muscles? Oh, thank you, Albany. Okay, so it's kind of like your brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, you start to lose that strength and ability. It's the same kind of thing with meditation. When you practice it and practice it and practice it, you get better at it. And it's like it rewires your brain and helps you to helps those nerve pathways find different routes to get to where you want to be. And so that's why I say meditation is like taking the stairs to the top of the mountain or climbing the mountain, and using performance enhancing substances is like taking the elevator. No, there's no shame in it, at least not for me. But that's, you know, that's kind of where I'm at with it. That's good that you do ground yourself, though. I know if you've hung around my channel very long, you know that I've got some meditation videos. If you want to try any of my guided meditations, it might help. I find I do better with a guided meditation because if I just sit there with my eyes closed, my mind is going to go absolutely everywhere. But if I listen to a guided meditation, it kind of helps prompt me to stay on track. That's just me though. But anyway, like studying astrology and numerology. Yes. The more you do it, the easier it comes. The easier it is. Well, thank you so much, Albany. Yes, I know, John. I have the inattentive type of ADHD. My brother growing up, he had the more hyperactive type. The kid was bouncing off the walls all the time. But like even now, it's like it takes a lot of energy for me to really focus on something, and I lose my train of thought all the time. I'm sure you'll have noticed that. So that's, you know, I get distracted easily because I'm very observant. And so I'm like, I'll be working on something, and then all of a sudden I'll look up and I'll notice there's a crack in the wall. Wonder how long it's been there. And then I'll create this whole scenario in my brain of how and why that crack is there in the wall, and, you know, how we're gonna fix it and all this other stuff. And then I don't focus on whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing. Like breaking up baby UFC toddler fights. The more you do it, the easier it gets. That's true. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And it is a challenge the first few times you do it. But that's why I say, and another thing, like if you've got the whole ADHD thing going for you, one thing you can do with meditation, it has something to fidget with. I'm not saying get like a fidget cube or a fidget spinner, because those might be even more distracting, but get something tactile that you can, I mean, I don't care if it's Play-Doh. Play-Doh is wonderful for meditative purposes. It really and truly is. And you don't necessarily have to close your eyes. You can just, you know, get in the zone and do your thing, and that's still a meditation. So, yeah. Thank you, Infinite. All right. Thank you for letting me read for you, Albany. Next, I have NWI. NWI, you still here? Does anybody know if NWI is still here? Anybody seen her? Yay, you're here! Whatever deck. Okay. I think the Moonology. Well, hello, working Hefe. Yay, NWI. Alright, so I think these Moonology cards are calling for NWI. That's what I think. Hey, my music's still going. I didn't hear it for a second, so I thought maybe it had stopped. But no, it's still here. Tantric chants are incredible. Yay! NWI. What's going on? What do I need to tell NWI? What does NWI need to know? What can... That's too many cards. And they all fell on the floor. Hold on. Actually, that's the perfect number of cards. The universe is messing with me now. Okay. Well. So, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Isn't that pretty? John from Ireland, but been in the States since 4th grade. Grandma used to read cards and rocks. That's cool. I have some, I have runes. I haven't read them in a long time, and I wouldn't feel comfortable reading them without the handy dandy book that came with it. But I may incorporate them sooner or later. You never know. Another thing that I have, but I didn't bust out because, speaking of ADHD, I kind of forgot. But I have these little charms. And so from time to time, I'll pull little charms and read those, as well as cards and whatever else I got going on here. So NWI says a personal issue reaches resolution, and that's the full moon in Cancer. Next we have nothing is yet set in stone, and that is the mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. And it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Thank you, Hefe. Yes, hoppers. Definitely. So what I'm seeing here is you've got, like it said, a personal issue reaches resolution. Something that you've been dealing with for a long time is finally settling down, finally being resolved. But don't get too comfortable just yet, because whatever it is, nothing's set in stone yet, but it's moving toward that direction. Things are moving toward. Well, hey, Cubbies, what's up? Hi. Welcome. Hecate, you want to do a tea pour? All right, I'll let you. This is saying nothing is yet set in stone, so things could still change. even though it reaches a resolution, and it's not, I don't think it's going to backslide. I really don't. But I feel like that relationship or that situation, it still can change. You know what I'm saying? I don't know in what direction or what that means, but that's what they're telling me. Next, we have New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. You got to communicate. And I'm not saying this is necessarily a problem on your end. I feel like it's more on the other person's end. They might tend to shut down and not communicate. They might be a big proponent of the silent treatment, and that's just manipulation. Point blank, period. That is manipulation, and they're trying to get a reaction out of you, and that's, that's not good communication. And it may take some time for them to realize that this is not effective communication. It's not solving anything. In fact, it's making things worse. And we're going to act like adults and communicate and work through this, because this little dynamic is not healthy, and it's not helping anybody. There's got to be open communication in order for anything to be resolved successfully and make it stick. You know what I mean? And then we've got the new moon in Aries. It's time to take action, because clearly all this talk, oh my gosh, where did this attitude come from? Dang. Like, clearly all this talking to try to come to this resolution ain't working. And it's time to take some action, because actions speak louder, right? We know that. Actions speak louder than words. And so it may be time to have that come to Jesus, where we say, this is not working for me. And we're going to have to come to some kind of other arrangement. Why do I feel so angry? This makes me so angry. Who is... I don't want to know. Don't tell me who's mistreating you, but dang, they need to grow themselves up, for real. Dang it, nobody got time for this mess. Nobody. Nobody's got time for that. So, I feel like you know what you need to do, because actions speak louder. And I learned a long time ago, you don't have to talk to communicate. All behavior is communication. Even the silent treatment is communication. I'm just putting it out there. Oh me, wow. Crazy hectic. What's going on, cubbies? How's baby cubs doing? The new journey so far is going great. I get my trial by fire on Thursday, so we'll see how that goes. But I have a feeling it's gonna be fine. I feel like it's gonna be great. So yeah. Oh, I feel like I can pull one more card for NWI. A new start is coming. Speaking of new beginnings and new adventures and new journeys, this says a new start is coming. And it's the new moon. So this is a good time to, I think, I always lose track of when the new moon and full moon is. You'd think in my line of work I would keep up with that sort of thing, but I've lost track. So forgive me, but yes, a new start is definitely coming. Once you communicate using I statements, when you blank, I feel blank, that's a conversation starter. But also it's time to take some action, set some boundaries. If you continue to do blah, 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 I'm going to have to do blah, 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 right? Set those boundaries. And then let them make the choice of what they're going to do. And then that's where your new start's going to be. Either starting fresh with the same person and they pull their head out of their booty and start acting like an adult, or they don't, and you find a new playground. That's what's coming to me, and I feel like you have so much resentment because this person is acting like a damn toddler. Excuse me. A toddler. And there's a time and place for toddlerhood, you know? I'm just saying. I keep saying that. You know what I mean. Let's see. Is it Kava Kava? Ooh, Kava Kava. Kava Kava is nice. It is lovely. I used to have this lovely essential oil blend that had Kava Kava oil in it, and actually I think it was I think I called it Dragon Time. I think it was called Dragon Time, and it had Lang Lang and Kava Kava and some other wonderful smelling things, and it was fantastic for Dragon Time, Shark Week, whatever you want to call it. That Lady Moon time that is not so fun. But anyway, we won't get into all of that. I see. Thank you, NWI. Thank you for that confirmation there. Yes, Kava Kava can be peppery. It's almost kind of like arugula can be peppery sometimes. It can kind of have that peppery kind of flavor, but it's nice. Let's see. Need a sweetener. I use Splenda. People say you shouldn't use Splenda, but I like it. Ooh, organic with peach and passion fruit. That sounds delicious. Well, thank you, NWI. Yep, that's true, Cubs. You gotta be careful with littles. Gotta be careful with the little ones with the essential oils, because it can be toxic, especially anything that's processed by the liver. I mean, you gotta be very, very careful. Imagine an in-person readings are very, very intense. Like, I mean, yeah. I've had several emotional reactions before when I've done in-person ones. Alrighty. Well, thank you, NWI. I hope this helped, and I hope whatever it is, I mean, I know it's going to be resolved. I know it is. It's going to be fine. But I hate that you're having to go through this at this point in time. But, you know, everything happens for a reason. There's lessons in every experience. So take what resonates and leave the rest. And I wish you all the best. Well, thank you, NWI. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you, R5. You know, I was reading for somebody. They were asking me about some fella that they, you know, that they had met. I didn't know the person all that well, and I for sure hadn't seen the fella she's talking to. I didn't have a name. I knew nothing about this fella, right? I'm like, well, let me just pull some cards and just see what comes up. You know, let's just pull some cards and see what comes up. Let me tell you, I don't even remember what I told this lady. But she told this fella everything that I told her that was going on with him, and he was like, how does she know? I was like, that's the thing, I don't. I'm just reading what the cards say and what Spirit's telling me, and it's coming through, and not my fault if it hits it on the head. Sorry, not sorry. Aw, hubby says I'm amazing. Yeah, I don't read for Sean too much because I think the last time I did was about 10 years ago, and it was kind of scary. It was kind of scary. So we, but he's got Sean has a very strong intuition too. So it's something serious if he needs me to pull some cards. But anyway, She-Wolf, hi. I am not in Sean's computer room. I am in actually I'm in my bedroom, but I've got this lovely green screen that Sean so graciously has equipped me with, and I'm at a workstation that Sean has so graciously put together for me for anti-Valentine's Day, because we don't celebrate Valentine's Day for reasons. Anyway, I am very appreciative, and I love it. These lights are something else, so I'm not a day walker, and I've been a day walker all week. I've been like, the sunshine, it burns. But anyway, yeah, let's go with the flow. That's exactly what I do, Hecate. I don't remember half the stuff that comes out of my mouth. I just flow with it. And then I have to have people remind me, oh yeah, you told me this, and blah, 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 blah happened. Let's see. What else am I reading here? Oh, Hecate, you're an aromatherapist. Fabulous. I have an aromatherapy book. The interesting thing is I have no sense of smell, and I can still benefit from the energy of the herbs or oils that I'm using. It's fascinating. Time for Skipbo. Alrighty, well, have a good night. Thank you for joining us, Cubbies. It's good to see you. Roman geranium and mandarin lavender. Ooh, nice. Yeah, those are pretty safe. Those are pretty safe. Yep, that sounds about right, Hecate. 2 drops and 10 mils of basil, yeah. Just a hint, just enough to get that, get that in there. Okay. Yes, Linda, welcome. And I am accepting questions. I think I have hit everybody on my list except for the ones that weren't here. So yeah, this is a chat, but I also I'm doing tarot readings and oracle card readings, and so yes, I'll be glad to read for you. In fact, I don't have anybody else on the list right now, so I can read for you. Let's see. We need to let smell Mrs. B. That's funny. He's a Pisces. How can I fall out of love with this guy? Ooh wee. That sounds like a loaded question there, Linda, but I'll see if I can help. Let's see. Do you have a preference as to which deck I use? I've got these Moonology cards that I'm just kind of shuffling here. I've got the Druidcraft tarot cards, like these. I've got some fairy cards. I've got Bob Ross playing cards. Not tarot. Okay. Cool. I was just saying, this is probably my favorite tarot deck. So I'm just going to shuffle these for you right quick, Linda. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here. All right, so your guy's a Pisces. What's your sign? I'm just curious. Oh, the connection's too strong for you. Yeah, that can be pretty intense sometimes. Well, one of these cards. Oh, you're a Capricorn. Ooh, yeah, that can be pretty intense. Got the Queen of Wands. I don't know if this is a mom or a boss, or she's an authority figure. So I don't know if this is mom or if this is maybe his mom or somebody in this relationship is a fire sign or has fire in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is somewhere in somebody's chart, or that might be. I feel like this is somebody's mom though, and she's angry, and it's like it's like her way or the highway, and you cannot compromise with her whatsoever. She does not listen. She doesn't want to hear whatever it is you have to say, and I mean, she's got this hot temper. Your Taurus sun, okay. Oh, Infinite is Taurus sun, gotcha. Oh, your mom's a Leo, and she doesn't listen. For some reason, she jumped out of my cards here, so yeah, she's kind of frustrated with you right now. She's like, why can't you just walk away from the guy? Because, oh my gosh, he doesn't do anything but lay in bed and eat chips and play video games all day, and what are you gonna do with that? You're a career woman. What you gonna do? Whew, Mama, calm down. Okay, so then you've got the lady. And this is definitely earth energy, so that could be you. This has to do with abundance. You may feel a lack of abundance lately. You may feel like you're wanting to become pregnant and can't, and that's a very discouraging feeling. It's really got you upset if that's what it is. Otherwise, it's like this lack of abundance. You might feel like you're behind on bills, or you can't seem to bring in enough of whatever it is you need, and it's just you feel kind of stuck and unfulfilled. Is kind of what I'm getting here. And then we've got the King of Cups. I believe that's your Pisces. He's very sweet. He's very gentle, very loyal, very supportive. How come, okay, the connection's too strong for you, so why are you trying to leave? Because I'm seeing good stuff here. Why are you trying to leave? Is he lazy? I mean, that's ugly of me to say. But that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. Like, he's sweet as he can be, but dang it if he doesn't get up off that couch and do something. Lord. So I could see where that could be frustrating. But that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. He gets his feelings hurt easy. But for some reason you feel so deeply connected to this man. I don't like to throw some readers, they throw around the term twin flame, and I'm not really sure what that's about, because I mean that's become like the cliche about twin flames, twin flame this and twin flame that. Not everybody that's together in a relationship is a twin flame, and not everybody that's a soulmate is a twin flame. A lot of times if you're with a twin flame, there's going to be a lot of conflict and a lot of stuff that y'all have to recover from and work through together to learn whatever it is you got to learn. And it's not easy, and it's not all butterflies and rainbows. But there is a strong connection here. You might be connected to him through some past karma that you got to work out. You may be dealing with feel like there's some emotions that you have buried so deep that you're not wanting to acknowledge or deal with, and he is bringing that out of you, and that's why you're trying to get away from him. And he is, yes, love yourself first. But yeah, he's, yeah, definitely a difficult relationship, Hecate. If it's like a twin flame thing, it's not butterflies and rainbows. It's work, for real. You don't want to be emotional. No, because you're a Capricorn. If you're a Capricorn, you've got that steadfast, structured energy. We're gonna get stuff done, and we're not gonna let our little emotions get in the way of that. And he's the opposite, and he brings out those emotions in you that you don't want to feel, because if you feel emotions, you don't feel like you're in control. And I think that's what this is really about, is feeling that you have control. Let's pull one. Got the Princess of Cups here, reversed. It's like you were doing just fine without him. Like before you met him, you were fine. No problems whatsoever. You were calm, you were serene, you had it together, and he turned your world upside down. I understand the need for control, and you feel like you don't have any because you do have feelings for him. And little secret is whoever cares the least in a relationship has the control. I think he cares more than he lets on. Yeah, not everybody wants to do that. Relationships have to be built. They don't just happen. That takes work, and you have to build it. But yeah, it can be such a mirror that things can get more intense than they really need to be. Yes, She-Wolf. You are next. Let me put you down on the list so don't forget. Sorry about that. Alright, and so then we got the Ten of Pentacles. And Ten of Pentacles is saying, this was the bottom card, and this was saying, it's about completion of a cycle. This has to do with money, inheritances, and family, home life. You're wanting a structured, solid home life, and he's too wishy-washy for that mess. I'm sorry, but I think he would be a wonderful, supportive spouse, dad, whatever, but he's too wishy-washy. And all that structure and control out the door. He ain't gonna uphold that. He's too wishy-washy. And yeah, structure is necessary in order to make the machine go, right? And so it's important to find balance. I'm not saying this ain't gonna work out. I'm saying y'all are gonna have a lot of conversations. And y'all are gonna have to have a lot of conversations to work through this. I think it's important to focus on yourself and improving yourself and work on what it is that you want in your life. And that energy and that vibration will bring to you the structure and all these things that you need and that you're wanting. But this right here, this is the happy family. This is the completion of a cycle. You're approaching that point where you're exactly where you want to be. But he's too go with the flow, and he doesn't really have great boundaries, and you have to have that in order for the relationship to be healthy. And so that's something that y'all are going to have to work on together for it to work out. It sounds like you may need to take a break to work on yourself. And I'm not mad at you for it. He might not understand that though, and that could be tricky to get through. But I feel like your family is important to you, and at the end of the day, you're gonna choose family over him because your mama don't like him because he's too wishy-washy. But yes, everybody needs a break from time to time. And it could be quiet time. It could be just, it doesn't have to be anything big and major. But you definitely do need to take some time for yourself to kind of regroup and get your priorities straight. And then go from there. So I hope this helped. I don't know what else to say. but yes, I hope this helped, and thank you for letting me read for you. I appreciate it. Alright, next we have She-Wolf. Well, I can tell you just been busy tonight. Cooking, doing laundry, all that stuff, yeah. Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much. Alright, She-Wolf, you still with us? Still here? What deck would you like? Have to hang your washing outside. Yes, Infinite. Everyone here is awesome. Is your current relationship the one? That could be hard to say. I mean, I'll tell you what the cards say about it. Did you want to use this tarot deck, or did you want me to use a different one? I feel like this one might be able to tell us more, but it's up to you. I can read whatever. Okay. Alright, we'll go with this one. Okay. Again, we got the Queen of Wands reversed. So, again, you're dealing with someone who's got a bit of a temper. They tend to be very my way or the highway. But this person is a little bit different from the last reading I did. Not quite so intense. Not quite so in your face about it. This could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. It could be you. It could be it could be a boss. It could be but it's some woman in your life that is just very, very fiery. Like I said, might have a bit of a temper, has to have things her way, stuff like that. You got Four of Wands. I love Druidcraft. That's what this deck is. I love it. So you got the Four of Wands. So you've got a happy, stable home. I mean, this is the card of stability and happy home and that sort of thing. Well, hey, Mark Forrest. Oh, is she? Okay. that could be who you're dealing with then. Then you've got Princess of Wands. So you've got a younger person. This could be a daughter. It could be just a younger person that's in your life. But this one is like, she's feisty, but she's in a playful way. And she's one of these kids that, I can be mean to little brother, but if anybody else is mean to little brother, I'm whooping their ass, kind of thing. So you've got that kind of person you're dealing with too. And then you got the moon. So with the moon, you may have been having some crazy dreams here lately, some more prophetic dreams, maybe even seeing things before they happen, that kind of stuff. You're tuning into your psychic ability a bit more. You're tuning into your emotions a bit more. But it's like you can't make up your mind about something. And so you're still kind of weighing it, The bottom card, it's 5 of Swords. And y'all, I'm gonna say this out loud. Y'all recently had an argument that was really dumb, really just ridiculous. And even though you won the argument, you still feel bad that you even had the argument, because now you feel like he's being distant and y'all aren't communicating, and it's not a good, it's sticky. It's kind of sticky. And so what do we do with that? Where do we go from there? Powerful dreaming. Yep. But if you're concerned about whether he's the one, it's really hard to say. I can't tell you if he's the one, because people ask me all the time, am I with Mr. Right? And I'm like, you're with Mr. Right now, and we'll see if he's gonna be Mr. Right. But yeah, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting, is I feel like there's some good intentions there, but you can't be questioning every time you have an argument, every time you have a fight, if is this relationship gonna make it? Because relationships are built. I've been saying that all night. Relationships are built, and so you kind of have to pick your battles. You have to learn how to fight fair. No name calling, no character assassination. If the problem is the behavior, have a conversation about the behavior. If you have an argument, it's no longer effective communication, because when you're arguing, you're not listening. So I think to improve communication, I would say it helps to focus on listening to listen and not listen to formulate your own response. Does that make sense? No positive cards came up. He ain't the one. Bye. If that's how you feel about it, but you've got this happy, stable home, so that is a positive thing. But I feel like you're the one making it the positive, healthy, happy home. And if the feelings aren't there, if it ain't there, it ain't there. Don't force it. I have a feeling you already knew he wasn't the one, or that you had your mind made up that he wasn't the one, and that's why you're asking. Just a thought. I could be wrong. But, if you have to question it, then he's probably not. I've told a friend, I had a friend ask me, is he the one, or if, do you feel like he's, really good for me or whatever? And she kept asking, and I kept telling her the same thing. This is my gut feeling about this guy. He ain't good. And she didn't want to hear it, and so she kept asking, and it's like, okay, if you get to a point where you ask a friend who if you get to a point where you're asking a friend if you should be with this person, then you need to reevaluate either the relationship with the friend or the relationship with the person you're in the relationship with. That's just my take on it. But I hope this was helpful. And I'm curious to know how this turns out. But thank you for letting me read for you. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining us tonight. Good morning, Boostingle. Yes, next, make your own path. Absolutely. Ooh-wee. So yeah, Boostingle, we're just, reading tarot cards and stuff. Let's see. I think I've read everybody on my list, and I think I'm about ready to wrap things up for the night, because I'm tired. Good night, Uso. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mama Sota. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, and thank you, Sean, for setting everything up for me and helping me and everything. Ooh-wee. Thank you, Infinite. Y'all have been so helpful. Thank you so much. I'm just overwhelmed with all the positives and all the good stuff. And so I think I'm gonna end it. But y'all have a good night, or good morning rather. I need to be taking care of myself, don't I, Hecate? Yep. Staying hydrated has always been a challenge for me. It's my sunshine.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Oh, the next session. Good Lord. When's that gonna be? Whenever. 3 hours. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And I was on for 2.5 before that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, we definitely will talk again. And we'll post something soon whenever we decide the next live is gonna be. But I'll let y'all know. I haven't decided yet. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Can you hold your tea, please? All right, guys.
Good
See y'all
night.
later.